thought I'd do a video to give you a little bit more clarity on how to do the walker caddies, walker bags. I've assembled this one for the most part in the beginning just to kind of get us started. But what you do is you want to cut a 44-45 inch, well, if it's home deck fabric, cut a 44 or 45 inch width of fabric, 2 coordinating fabrics. If it's home deck, you don't need to add batting necessarily if the home deck fabric has enough body to it. This is outdoor fabric, so it's got a little bit of body, and I did not add any batting to this. If you're using quilting cotton or cottons that's already 44 or 45, I would suggest using a batting to give it more body, more oomph. So what I've done is, in this example, I'm using a bright floral on one, solid on the other, to make it easier for me to explain. And what I did is I put them right sides together, 1/2 inch seam allowance. I sewed around all 4 sides, but I left a bit of an opening right here. Not in the center, but a little bit off center. And turned it inside out and pressed. Leave this opening just like it is. The measurements for the Velcro strips, okay, I cut a 3.5 inch piece of Velcro, 3 inch, 3.5, 3.5 seems to give it more grip area, if you will. And what you want to do, pull your Velcro apart. I cut little strips of sew-on Velcro that come, you know, already attached to each other, and put them in a little jar container. Separate them. Put both the hook on one side and loop on the other of your line, because what you want to do, this is just general placement right here, measure the width of the bag once you've got it sewn together and turned right side out. This one happens to be 43 inches long, so the center is going to be 21.5 inches. Mark that with your Frixion, chalk, whatever kind of marking tool you choose to use for this, and use the feature fabric side. The Velcro, seems counterintuitive, is going to go on the feature fabric side. So just generally lay it right here, and what we're going to do is measure where these pieces need to go. All right, from the center out in both directions, they're going to need to go 5 inches each direction. All right, 5 inches out, put the end of the Velcro there. Again here, 5 inches out. Don't have to be so precise. Get it in the general area. All right, now you want to come in 1.5 inches from each edge. So leave this 5 inches out, measure 1.5 inches in, bring your Velcro down to match that. So now you're 1.5 inches from this edge and 5 inches from this center line out. Do that for all 4 pieces. And some people can pin these Velcro pieces in place. I can't get a pin through them most of the time, so I may use double-sided tape sometimes right in the center so you don't have to stitch over it because it will gum up your needle. I would not recommend using stick-on Velcro. You need to be able to stitch through it, and if you stitch through stick-on Velcro, it's going to gum up your needle. So maybe you can pin through it. I'm not so lucky, so I use a glue of some kind right in the center so it doesn't catch my needle when I'm stitching. All right, so we've got this. Let's go ahead and assume that you have gone to your machine and stitched your Velcro, all 4 pieces, onto this piece right here. I'm going to switch this over. And and let me tell you one more thing, sorry. Top stitch the short edges, the 2 short edges, only the 2 short edges, just top stitch those. Do not top stitch the side pieces yet. So once you have top stitched your edges, your Velcro's on there, you're going to turn it with your feature fabric is going to be on the bottom. And you're going to pull the fabric on top of itself. So you've got, in this case, it would have been the orange fabric. You would pull it up like this. And here I have given myself like 4.5 inches on each side of the center. Okay, so you've taken, and your Velcro is on the floral side, flip it over, in this case the solid, you're going to put solid on top of solid, center line here, make them about 9 inches apart. Take the center of the caddy and measure out 4.5 inches, 5 inches, something like that. And then you're going to stitch your pockets. So you're going to stitch on each side. You're going to go all the way across this time because this will take your top stitching and create your pockets. All right, same side over here, all the way across, and then you're going to, that's going to close up that opening that was here when you turned it inside out. Your Velcro is on your floral or fish fabric, in this case, side, feature fabric side. I sewed in one of our ASG labels here. I left one side with a large pocket, and over here I divided it up. You can make your pockets 2 small pockets on each side if you want. Again, you create your pocket at this point. Be sure to reinforce your stitching here and here so when it gets used a lot that doesn't come apart or it doesn't pull. So then when it goes over the walker, you know, there's your Velcro that's stuck together and your feature fabric is here. So I hope that helped out a bit. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.